G'day and welcome to the start of the Ginger Cat Bookmark with Jenny Brandis. The Ginger Cat is the last pattern in the Pattern a Month series number 9. The ears are worked as a half-stitch French fan, adding pairs from the head to the tip of the ear. We want 3 pairs on this pin. Hang 2 open over the pin. Put 2 twists on the left pair and hang the 3rd pair on a temporary pin off to the side. Cross stitch the latest pair through both pairs. Pin that pair up along with the incoming pin line. Cross stitch and twist the other 2 pairs and note their directions. Remove the temporary pin and draw the thread down to the pin. This pair will be called the start pair, as all new pairs from the ear will attach to it. Next we go up the ear, adding more pairs as we go. Hang a new pair on a temporary pin off to the side. Lay the 2 bottom pairs aside out of the way. Work half stitch, pin half stitch with the incoming pair and the start pair. Release the incoming pair and draw it down to the pin. Hang the next new pair and work half stitch, pin half stitch with the start pair. Release the newest pair and draw it down to the pin. Repeat this twice more. Hang 2 pairs open for the next pin, treating the incoming pairs as a single pair. Work half stitch, pin half stitch. Release the new pairs and ease them down to the pin too. Hang in the last of the pairs for the ear. The start pair becomes the outside passive pair from now on, so pin it off to the side for the moment. The new pair will be the weaver pair or the worker pair and come down to the inner ear pin in half stitch. Lengthen the thread lead on the left bobbin as that is now the worker bobbin. Cross, twist, push aside and bring in 2 more. Repeat the half stitch until you get to the first single pair added. This pair from this pin becomes the anchor for all the stitches on the ear. Cross stitch through the anchor pair, put up the pin and tension. I have just done the half stitch to the outside passive pair. The outside edge of the ear is worked in whole stitch edge with a second pin twist on the worker pair. Cross, twist, cross, twist, second twist on the workers, put up the pin and close it with cross, twist, cross, twist. Pin the outside passive pair high to maintain it at the edge. Now we half stitch back down to the pivot pin. This time we add a second twist to the worker pair. Hold the head of the pivot pin with a fingernail and wrap the worker pair over the pivot pin. Now lift the anchor pair and pass the weaver worker pair under it. Lay the anchor pair back down. Repeat this half stitch to the outside passive pair, whole stitch edge. We're going to keep repeating the half stitch to the pivot pin, around the pivot pin and under the anchor pair. Half stitch to the outside passive pair, whole stitch edge. Continue repeating this series of steps until you work the second last pin on the ear. As you work the half stitch, keep an eye on the thread paths inside the ear section, making sure that the weaver bobbin remains the weaver bobbin. And at each pin, gently tug to make sure it is still the weaver bobbin. If it isn't, that means you have added or forgotten a movement. It is easier to go back to where you can see that the stitch is right as soon as you notice. Otherwise you will end up with a hole where none should be. At each pin, hang the outside passive pair up, out of the way after working it, so that the threads stick rather than ride down. The pivot pin may need to be pushed down a bit if it starts to wobble due to so many threads being around it. I recommend using a longer bead-headed pin for this, as it is easier to work with and, being longer, can go into the pillow deeper. Push down the outside pins if you wish. I do so that it is easier for you to see the threads. Lay aside the pairs for the moment while you find the worker pair for the line of pins under the ear. Work in half stitch, pin, half stitch down this row of pins. The extra twist coming out is in preparation for working the gimp. The main pair from this row will become a passive in the foot side along the cheek. To make that happen, use the worker pair from the ear, put up the pin between that pair and the 3 passive pairs. Cross stitch through the passives and add 2 twists to the worker pair. Lay all 4 pairs aside for the moment as we are going to start the gimp. Move the ear pair aside and put up the gimp on a temporary pin. Pin the left gimp bobbin off to the side to add tension as we work the gimp into the lace. Bring down the pair to the right, lift the left bobbin and lay it to the left of the gimp. Cross the gimp over the right bobbin and add 2 twists to that pair before laying it aside. Repeat adding the gimp to the right until all the ear pairs that are entering the face are worked. Pin the gimp under tension to the right. Next we are adding the 6 new pairs across the forehead. Move the existing pairs out of the way, leaving the left gimp and the pair from the very start pin. Enclose the gimp with the remaining pair and lay them aside for the moment while you hang in the next 2 pairs. The video instructions vary from what is written in the PDF. You can use whichever suits you. Put a pin in the next left pinhole. Hang 2 pairs open over the pin, twist the 2 left bobbins, then cross and twist, then twist again. Encase the gimp with first right, then the left pairs and lay them aside. Repeat the hang-in 2 pairs, encasing the gimp on the next 2 pins. We then work the forehead into torchon ground. Work the left ear the same way as the right,